Well, good evening, everyone. This is Thursday Night Live on this platform, Broken But Not Wasted Ministries. As you know, we come live in your homes every Thursday night. We thank you for welcoming us. We thank you for watching. And as I'm gonna bring my guest along, I'd like to ask you to share this broadcast if you are watching on Facebook or if you are on the YouTube platform. Please be sure to subscribe to Sarah Petroni and also to comment, leave us a comment, like, and give us suggestions. We are fine with that. Again, welcome to this Thursday Night Live, where we're going to be discussing a topic that is very important. Very important is the 2020 elections, American elections. We know that the entire world is watching how this election is gonna go. So I'm bringing Robert Duvernay live to you. We know that he's been educating us, informing us, keeping us abreast of what's been going on in the past few weeks, how he encourages to vote early. And I did my share. I did vote early yesterday. Yeah, I did not want to bring Robert on the live before unless I had voted early, because he kept saying it over and over how important it is. So we do thank him for being here tonight with us, where he's going to be giving us, hey, Robert is here. Hey, he's the man of the hour. Robert is here. So without any further ado, we're going to jump into our topic tonight, the elections. Robert, good evening. How are you, sir?
Hello there, how are you? I'm fine, how are you? Can you hear me? Okay. All is well?
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I cannot hear you for a second. 1 second.
Can you guys give us a sound check, please? I don't think I can hear Robert.
Okay.
Robert, can you hear me?
All right. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you a little bit now, but I couldn't hear you before. Go ahead, sir. How are you
I
tonight?
can't seem to hear you though.
I'm sorry?
Just one sec.
Robert, can you hear me?
Take me off the air for just a second and until we correct that.
Robert, go ahead. I can hear you.
It's coming. Okay. Good evening. How are you?
Can you hear me, Robert?
You're not coming out.
Can you hear me?
How are you?
Can you hear me, Robert?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Perfect.
Okay, great. Wonderful. We're in
Yes.
business. The
There's
joy
no
of
delay in the
technology.
transmission.
Again, I thank you for coming on Broken But Not
Correct.
Wasted Ministries platform tonight. It's a joy, it's an honor to have you, sir. And I want to thank you and congratulate you on the wonderful work that you've been doing in the community these past few weeks as you've been educating, informing us, keeping us abreast of what's been taking place and what to do, how to do it. You've been doing a great job in the community. Thank you so much for your hard work. Um, so I was telling the folks that I did vote yesterday, just so you know. I voted early, yes. So I know you're going to be very
Oh, thank
proud
you.
of me about that.
Congratulations. Of course. That's no doubt.
So, Robert, thanks again for coming on tonight. We're going to jump into the topic, voting, early voting. I know how you've been stressing the importance of early voting, not to wait until election day to perform our civic duties. So, how important is early voting, Robert? Quickly.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank you for inviting me to the Sarah uh, Petroni broadcast. It's an honor to be here, and I would not miss it for the world. So tonight, it's a privilege to have the opportunity to speak with you on a topic that is very dear to my heart, which is voting. So it is. I'd like to send out a kudos to everyone who already voted, and those of you who thinking about doing so. I'll encourage you to do so in the very near future. Don't delay it any further. So it is very important that you vote early. The emphasis on voting early is that you save time. There could be a lot of issues that may arise for the simple fact that there may be a work schedule. It could be a host of other things. But once you get this off your back, it's a burden that you relieve. And then not only when you vote early, you make sure that you vote for the candidate that you want. In the event something would pop up and you can't make it, but you know that you already cast your ballot. I encourage everyone who have not done so to use the next. We're only 4 days out. The next 4 days, because we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the day of the on Tuesday, those 4 days, and that's it. Because the next time it will be too late. So the polls are open until 7 p.m. every day, from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. anywhere in your county which you reside, and I think it's important that we do that. Thank you.
Okay, great. Robert, I'm gonna start asking you some difficult questions here. What are, in a sense, your predictions? Yesterday, when I went at my polling location, it was all Biden Harris. Okay. Your wife went to a different location, and it was all Trump. So, from what I'm understanding, could it be that there is a landslide? Could there be a landslide either way? What do you foresee? What do you predict? What are the major states, the battle states? What do you see since you've been, I know you're very versed, ou très calé en matière de politique, so please feed us on that for a moment.
Well, you know what it tells me in a nutshell? That people are passionate, people are motivated in this election. This is an election like none other. So there has never been an election of this magnitude in the United States of America. So now it depends on the county you live in, what part of the county. Like a county like Broward County, it's not the second largest county behind Miami-Dade. Now, if you part of South Broward County, you're more likely west of Broward County, you're more likely going to see a lot of Trump supporters. Now, if you southeast of Broward County, it you'll see a lot of Democrats. So most likely, I can tell you wherever you voted yesterday, it could have been somewhere. It's a pocket in the county where you have a lot of Democrats who out there. They're showing the color. They showing the passion. And then where my wife actually voted the day prior could have been heavily Republican part of the county. Well, they actually go out there and showcase the color. So look at America. That's the beauty of America, the diversity that we have. That we have two officials who running for an office that they feel like they are the best candidate for it. So they transmit a message to their followers and then they are applying it. So I like what I'm saying. I love the fact that both candidates presented a case, and then their followers who are willing to go the extra mile, making the long lines, and waiting, and then they're passionate. Not only there's an intimidation, there's some type of movement that's going on. So it tells you in a nutshell that we have people who are passionate about a particular candidate, and they displaying that. So this is what it is in a nutshell. I'm predicting Florida could go either way. It's still early. As you could see, both candidates were here in the state of Florida. Both President Trump and VP Biden. They were both here today. VP Biden was in Broward County this morning, particularly in the part of Coconut Creek. And he'll be joining someone up there in Tampa. And President Trump was also in Tampa today. So that tells you how critical Florida is, and Florida is a toss-up state. So those 29 electoral colleges are very dear to both candidates, and they're working very hard to earn those 29 electoral college to get them to the finish line.
What about the other battle states? What do you see?
Well, in other battle states, let's say the likes of Pennsylvania, for instance. Pennsylvania is a state that went for Hillary Clinton in 20. It went for Hillary Clinton was leading all along in Pennsylvania in 2016, but toward the end, President Trump won the state. So it's still right now, and it's looking good for for President Trump. But at the same time, Biden could easily, although I'm not believing any polls right now because they misled us back in 2016. So there's a good chance that VP Biden could ultimately win Pennsylvania. But then again, if that does not happen, there are other states that he must win, like Michigan, or the likes of Michigan, the likes of Wisconsin. Those states are critical if he really wants to win the 270 delegates that he wanted to win the White House. He must win those states. If he loses Pennsylvania, he has to win Florida. Now, if on Tuesday night, Florida said that they were trying to call the state. So Florida has a history back in 2000, and we were a laughing stock of what happened with the last election between Gore and Bush. So as you know, that ended up in the Supreme Court, and then ultimately President Bush won the election by just a few hundred votes. We don't want that to happen. Florida is doing the very best for that not to happen again. They will start the counting. As a matter of fact, I can give you a prime example. In my case, I did the mailing ballot. I was able to go on the county website and check on my ballots if it was received and also counted. So my ballot was actually received and counted for. So those of you who mail your ballot, it's a side note. You could also go on the website on the county board of elections and then type in your name and date of birth, and then you will confirm that if your mailing voting was received and counted for. So we are praying that Florida does not embarrass every resident in the state, but whoever wins Florida and wins Pennsylvania will be the next president. You don't even have to worry about the other states, but whoever wins Florida and Pennsylvania, that in itself will be the next president or get reelected. So stay tuned.
Their platform, the parties themselves. Now, what are the
Correct.
their platform, the parties themselves? Now, what are the
Can you repeat? I can't hear you. I lost you for a second here.
Can you hear me now?
Can't hear you. Okay, now I can hear you now.
Go ahead, Robert. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No, I cannot hear you.
Oh,
Now I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you now. Yes. Yes, I can hear you now. Yes. No, I can hear you now. You may go ahead. I can hear you now.
okay, I'm back on camera. Can you hear me? Okay, we're having trouble tonight. Can you hear me, Robert? Can you hear me?
I can't. No, I can't hear you. No. Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. What are the strengths and the weaknesses of each
Yes,
party,
I can hear you now.
Democratic
Yes.
and Republican?
Yes, please go ahead. I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, let's talk about our Haitian community. Can you hear me?
Well,
Okay.
as far as those strengths and weaknesses, I mean, there's a host of them out there. With respect to the Democratic Party, they have a platform. Uh, yeah, I think that there's a delay in the question as it comes. So I don't know what happened with the stream tonight. But as far as the weaknesses of the candidates, better yet the party, I would say with regards to the Republican Party, the weakness is they're not inclusive. In other words, they only cater to the base. Any party, you tend to open your arms and have other to come in. So that what makes you can extend your popularity and at the same time your vision for the country. With regards to the Democratic Party, they're too vague on the issues. They make too many promises, which I don't think that they'll be able to fulfill. But yet and again, if you want to hear a good story, something that will put you to sleep, I think the Democratic Party is good at that. They're very poetic, very philosophical. They have a grandiose view of the world, and but I believe that we can come together, and whereas we reflect the true nature of the country itself, what's at stake, what we need moving forward. But as far as strength, um, I think the Democratic Party has a platform which is open to everyone, regardless of your religious background, your sexual orientation, your ethnicity. If you try hard enough, you can make it. As you could see, I believe in the Biden presidency, you will see a host of people who may be coming from different background who would play a vital role in the government. So that is reflective of America. America is a huge country. We need that. We need that diversity. So it's very important to the advancement of America. Now, as far as the Republican Party, the strength is they're strong on foreign affairs, and they used to be fiscal conservative, which I don't hear these things anymore. But who knows? They have a beautiful platform, and they're willing to shrink the government, which is gonna save us in the long run. Because eventually, you and I uh, may differ on some issues, but at the end of the day, they make sense, and then you could see where they're going. But I hope this is not all of the Republican Party. I'm sure this is a reset button. This election is about a reset button. So once after this election, I plan to see a different Republican Party where it could be more inclusive. That's my hope, at least.
All right, thanks, Robert. So now let's talk about can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Let's talk about our community and the candidates. All right.
Sure.
What about the Haitian
Sure,
community?
I can hear
What's
you.
being done
Yes, yes.
for our community? How do you see it coming to falling apart together? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Robert.
Oh, okay. Well, as far as the Haitian community is somewhat of it, it's it's a blocking vote that everybody wants a part of. If you could see the likes of President Trump, who was here the last time in 2016. So as you know, the Clinton they still have a foundation in Haiti, and they were actually the steward of the funding after the earthquake. Unfortunately, as I don't want to meddle into Haitian politics. That's I can't do Haitian politics really, so I'm not going to even touch it with a 10-foot pole. But what happened in Haiti really was a disaster, and others saw cracks in the system, and President Trump capitalized on that. And then since the Clintons were running the charity, and then there were a lot of reports that came out that the funds were wasted. They went to private firms, and there's a quid pro quo. So that was an opportunity. So President Trump capitalized on that, and they came to Little Haiti in 2016 on 59th Street and Northeast Second Ave, and then at the I think the Haitian Multicultural Center right there. So President Trump was there, and he made some promises to the Haitians, and then yet what we have was empty promises. It was just lip services. So we know what he did. So now we have another candidate right now who's running for presidency, and then he went also to the Haitian Multicultural Center in Little Haiti a couple weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. So he was here. So now I know of President Biden. So I'm calling him president already. I know of VP Biden, the way he thinks, his sense of compassion for others, and he believes about bringing changes to a vulnerable community as the Haitian community. So I believe that what I would like to see in the Biden administration is a level playing field, whereas the Haitians have a say so at the table, and whereas we could have programs that benefit the Haitians. I'm not talking about TPS. No, that we don't want TPS anymore. We want residency. Okay, so this is what we want. So we need to have a president that we can talk to, or if not the president directly, but some representative that we can talk to if we have something to be done in the community, like in terms of jobs, housing, opportunity for education. These are the things that we're looking for. So this is what we're looking for in President Biden. So if they could offer that, either party, I'm sure there'll be a nice turnout. But I'm hoping that the Haitian community is rallying behind Joe Biden.
Okay, very good, Robert. Thank you. That's what I was going to say. The point that I was about to bring up is it's not just the issue of immigration. That's not the only issue. And that's not the only thing that our community needs, right? And you did bring it up. So, yes, absolutely. And since we're having so much trouble with the sound tonight, I'm going to cut it short. All right. So will we have the results the same that night, the same night of elections?
Well, this will be wishful thinking on our part. We have so many litigation going on right now in terms of mailing ballot. Uh, Thankfully, today in North Carolina had a case before the Supreme Court in the event that the mailing ballot would arrive after the election, would that be counted? So fortunately, the Democrat Party actually won that case. I'm sure it would be beneficial to both parties, really. But then again, the fact that the Democratic Party was so involved in the mailing ballot, so the other party, the Republican Party, who they saving all their votes for November 3rd, so they're gonna go in mass and vote. So most likely the mailing ballot will come after the elections. So thankfully the Supreme Court knows the importance of this election, and particularly in the case of North Carolina, they will accept ballot that comes after the election up until Friday of that week. So I think it's a win for both parties. I think every vote should be counted. The mailing system is the worst right now. This is what's going to be a factor in that we may not be able to call out the election that same evening. But then again, like I said earlier, if Florida can call their ballot that same Tuesday night, if Pennsylvania can call their ballot that same Tuesday night, and if both of them goes for the same guy, for the same candidate, you know that guy is the next president or the re-elected president of the United States. So these are things that we can stay in tune, and then grab your popcorn, grab a drink, get a family. It's unfortunate we cannot gather together to have a party, but then again, we can look at all these optics, and then I think it will be a beautiful evening for us to come around the dining room and then sit back and enjoy the results that will be coming in through the news channel. And of course, you would see that your effort was not in vain either way.
All right, wonderful. And I think that wraps it up tonight. Again, Robert, I do thank you. Although we had little issues with the technology, which is expected. These are the pains and the joys and pains of technology. Well, I hope you guys received a lot of information from Robert. It was great having you again. Thank you for the work that you're doing in the community to educate, to inform, also to entertain, because you have a very, very great sense of humor. There's not one time I'm with you spending time with the family that you do not make me laugh, which is so great in life, right? We need to laugh. Laughter is good, is a good remedy, the Word of God says. All right, thank you so very much. You guys who are watching on Facebook, Broken But Not Wasted Ministries platform, thank you. I'm getting this thing off the ground, so I'm not broadcasting on my profile, but rather on the Facebook page. So watch on there or on YouTube. Thank you. It's all well. Leave us a comment, like the broadcast, subscribe to YouTube channel for Sarah Batroni. Good night until we meet again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for prayer. Hey, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you. May he grant you his peace. May the Lord turn his face toward you, and may he grant you his grace. God bless you. Good night. Thanks, Robert. Bye-bye.